Hey everyone, it's Mike with ERB Reviews, and today we're going to take a look at the couple of different cases from iPad for the iPad 3s. We actually have here the Targus Slim case for the iPad 3 and the Poetic case. Now they vary in price and they have basically the same features, and we're going to just take a quick look at them and show you some of the ones that features, I guess, that you can call are available. Both of them have soft touch linings. I would presume that there's some type of microfiber to protect the iPad screen when the front flap is folded over. They both have, I guess you could say, multiple viewing positions, and I'll show you the differences there. And they both do support the magnetic on-off feature. So we're going to kind of take a quick run through them. Now, just for a quick note, I paid $50 for the Targus case, and I paid $17 here for the Poetic case. Now, the Poetic case I bought through Amazon, and the Targus case I bought through Best Buy. So if money is an issue, then the Poetic case might be something to look at, but we'll show you the pros and the cons. And there are some cons as we go through here with the Poetic case versus the Targus case. So first, let's take a quick look at the the Targus case for the iPad 3, and put this to the side here. Now, pretty much got this right off the shelf at Best Buy, so it wasn't really hard to find out. I'm going to just take here the iPad out of this case here and get it into the Targus case, so we can take a look at that first. I'll kind of show you how that goes in. Now, pretty simple. I mean, both these just kind of snap right into place, so there's nothing really super difficult about these, but you know, some people like to see that, so I'll just show you real quick. So it snaps right in, no problem. Again, magnetic on-off feature does work as advertised from Targus. Now, little note, I did buy this when they first were introduced, and the magnetic on-off feature did not work. It appeared that the magnets that are inside the lid here did not line up with the iPad correctly, and therefore it was not working. So contacted Targus, and they were very quick to send me a replacement, which I'm very happy with, and now it seems to be working fine. So again, has this denim kind of finish on the front here, does kind of continue on to the back, and it's more of a rubberized finish on the back. Very durable, feels like. I've had it now for about, say, maybe 2 or 3 months, and no problems with it whatsoever. Does have a stylus holder here if you're interested in that sort of thing. I've never used it, so I can't tell you how my stylus works in it, but I happen to have the Targus stylus, so I'm sure it would fit just fine. Only thing on the back here probably worth noting is that it does have an exposed Apple logo. So this is the actual iPad case, the aluminum case here on the back. So there is a potential that it could be scratched there. I have not had any problems with it. Doesn't seem like any damage has occurred, but you know, I kind of wondered what it would really cost to maybe put a little plastic insert in there just to protect the Apple logo a little bit better. As far as the button and camera alignments and volume controls, everything lines up the way you'd expect. You have your dock connector and your speaker just fine. Again, you have your volume controls and your programmable switch on the side there. Camera lines up good. And of course, your buttons on the top and microphones and headphone jack. Now, some people have made the wisecrack, of course, that when you open it, it does block the camera, of course. I don't know that we need to go into detail. That's not really a design flaw. I suppose somebody could come up with a way of cutting a hole in here in the next generation of cases. So when you are trying to take a picture, you can in fact fold it back flat and still see the camera. But other than that, I like the case a lot. It was a little bit pricey at $50, but it does work now the way it was advertised with the magnetic on-off feature. And it does have 2 available stand positions. So you have your traditional kind of wedge back that connects here into the built-in flap. So you do get your wedge orientation there, typical landscape. And then you can also stand it up as well in a landscape mode and kind of get your tabletop version. Now, I don't use it too much like that. It is pretty sturdy, sturdier than some of the other cases I've used over the years. Doesn't seem too frail. It's not going to really require you to hold it up if you're using it on something strong like a tabletop. On your lap, it's probably going to have a harder time balancing. But one of the other great features is it does fold back flat, as I mentioned before. We might take that for granted because, as you will see, not all cases are created equal. So that's the Targus Slim case. So now let's take a quick look at the Poetic case for $17. And I'm going to pop this out here and push this to the side and take a quick look. Now, same pretty much installation, if that's what you want to call it, because it really doesn't require much. But in this case, though, you're actually going to snap in the two corners here and hope that it doesn't pop out. And the reason why you do that is because the case and stand can actually kick out the bottom here, as you see. And then where you get the 3 viewing positions as they advertise is that's number 1, that's number 2. And then you can, of course, roll it back into traditional, because it does have that kind of bifold. You can roll this back, as with the Apple Smart Cover, and then you can kind of get the, not only a shot of my face, but you can also get the case to kind of on the in the landscape mode there as a traditional wedge. So, you know, sometimes it's a little bit finicky, but if you get it tucked in there correctly, as I'm trying to do here, you get your regular wedge stand there. So really a 3-position case. Bottom kicks out, and you get 2 positions down here built into the microfiber lining. Again, the magnetic on-off feature works on this, as you'll see, no problem. So there it is, and then puts it to sleep. All the buttons line up as you'd expect. Again, nothing really to write home about there. You get your camera, you got your on-off switch, your headphone jacks, and your volume up and down, and your dock connector and speaker. So the finish, as far as the product goes, it's got this black faux, or leather faux finish, I should say. On the back, it is also just like the Targus. It has a hard shell back, plastic really on the edges here, but then it finishes off the center here with that black leather faux finish. So really a nice case, I mean, for $17. But now here's the biggest drawback. When you want to hold this in the reader position, you cannot fold it back flat. Now that's a problem for me, because I do like to read books on my iPad, and that is very annoying when you're accustomed to the cases folding all the way back. So actually, that is my biggest problem with this case right now, is that it doesn't fold all the way back flat. And that's because this bottom can kick out, and when it folds back, it just cannot get around that hard case. Unlike the Targus, which we'll bring back up here, it does go all the way back. Now, to me, that's a bit of a design flaw. I don't know if that's something that they can fix. I'd like to see them address that. But honestly, for $17 for the Poetic case, I don't see it as a fatal flaw, but it is something that's a bit annoying to me, because I do like to use the case in the iPad as a reader, and I can find that a bit annoying sometimes. So if you're cost conscientious, then the Poetic case is something definitely worth looking at. I think they make a fine product. I have another one of their cases for our Kindle, and it works great. But if you want to maybe spend a little bit more, get something a little bit more design with the fine stitching, maybe a little bit more professional kind of look to it, then you might want to take a look at the Targus Slim case for $50. Hopefully the price comes down a little bit and makes it a slight bit more affordable for people. But again, Poetic is also a nice alternative if you don't want to go that deep. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at erbreviews@gmail.com, or throw a comment up, and as long as it's positive and not some kind of death threat, then we'll put it up there. And as always, we want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk to you real soon. Take care.